nonviolence is the creation of the beloved community. We must come to the point of seeing that our ultimate aim is to live with all men as brothers and sisters under God, and not be their enemies or anything that goes with that type of relationship. Because we got the internal fiber to stand up. All flesh shall see it together. Not some from inordinate superfluous wealth, and others from abject, deadening poverty. Not some white and not some black, not some yellow and not some brown, but all flesh shall see it together. We got orders now to break down the bondage and the walls of colonialism, exploitation, and imperialism. Break them down to the point that no man will trample over another man, that all men will respect the dignity and worth of all human personality.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I am very excited to be here as we celebrate the life and achievements of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and all the great leaders of the past, present, and future. Welcome to the 23rd annual Martin Luther King Jr. celebration. My name is Koree Lee Crawford, and I am honored to be your host for the evening. We have once again returned to the virtual space and are bringing you this celebration live to your homes or wherever you are so you can enjoy it with your friends and family. You will be inspired, you will be educated, and you will leave tonight with a desire to join with the communities, not just here in the great city of Toronto, Canada, but across the globe in the building of an equitable tomorrow today. Ladies and gentlemen, mesdames et messieurs, I will ask that you please assume the position of respect for the Canadian national anthem that will be played by the celebrated pianist and trumpeter from the prestigious Julliard School, Mr. William Leathers, followed by the Black National Anthem, Lift Every Voice, performed by the two-time winners of the World Choir Games, all the way from Oakwood University, the Aeolians. After the anthems, we will have our opening blessings done by Pastor Shawn Ellis, followed by a land acknowledgement, as well as a moment of silence for our Indigenous brothers and sisters, as well as a welcome by Yaneja Christian Foster.
keep us straight from the places far gone when we met thee. Bless our hearts, drunk with the wine of the world, we forget thee. Shadow beneath thy hand, may we forever stand.
Good evening. My name is Pastor Shawn Ellis, and I am the pastor at Apple Creek Seventh-day Adventist Church. And it is my honor and privilege to open this ceremony in prayer. Let us bow our heads. Heavenly Father, we thank you. Thank you so much for this day, for this program. We thank you, Lord, for being the author of freedom. And you have written that page on the book of your servants, and specifically Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., who lived out that calling to transform a nation, to inspire a world, to go beyond limitations, and to do good, to bring equity for all. Lord, this program this evening, this anniversary, this celebration of his life, remembers what he has done and is designed to inspire those to achieve that same level. Lord, I ask God that you bless all those that are receiving awards and scholarships this evening. They had to go through their own challenges, but through living a life of freedom, of seeking that which you have ordained, they have been able to achieve and exceed beyond expectations. We ask for a special blessing upon them that they may go out into the world and change other lives and communities. I also ask, Lord, for a special blessing upon all those that have put this program together. They have been faithful in their work. And as we approach another anniversary program, God, I ask that their work, which is not any typical work, go across the world to inspire both young and old, that they may live up to the dream of freedom that you call all, that your servant Dr. Martin Luther King has called all to live up to, that one day we might find that freedom not just in our hearts, but apply it in a practical way in all of our communities. This is the prayer of blessing upon this program, the individuals that are receiving, as well as those that have prepared it, both in front and behind the camera. We ask these things. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Please continue to maintain a posture of respect for the land acknowledgement. We acknowledge the land we are meeting on is the traditional territory of many nations, including the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Anishinaabe, the Chippewa, the Haudenosaunee, and the Wendat peoples, and is now home to many diverse nations, Inuit and Métis peoples. We also acknowledge that Toronto is covered by Treaty 13 with the Mississaugas of the Credit, At this time, we will pause for a moment of silence in honor of the hundreds of boys and girls whose bodies were found in unmarked graves on residential school sites. Thank you. Right Honorable Justin Trudeau, Prime Minister of Canada. Honorable Doug Ford, Premier of Ontario. His Worship John Tory, Mayor of Toronto, and other honorables. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, on behalf of the Educational Foundation for Children Care Canada, the TD Bank Group, and the entire MLK team, I would like to take this opportunity to welcome all of you across the globe to this, our second virtual broadcast, which is also our 23rd anniversary. Thanks for joining virtual hands with us to celebrate the selfless contributions of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., the human unifier that brought us this far by faith. Hard work and determination, though dying in the process. As the most multicultural city and country in the world, we have proven time and time again that we know how to build great homes, great cities, and a great country, and hopefully a great world. However, there is much more to be done, which will be done faster when we come together as one. This evening, we thank you for your support and assure you that this will be one of your best decisions in 2022. I am Yanasia Christian Foster, and I represent Dr. King's dream. Let's keep hope alive as we build our equitable tomorrow today. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you.
Our theme for this evening's celebration is the dream, building an equitable tomorrow today. Using the symbol of a house being constructed, we want to emphasize the fact that in order to build an equitable tomorrow, we need everyone to participate. The plans we have drawn up and the project is underway. Just like the tools used to build, everyone is important to the building of an equitable tomorrow. Without one, the project fails. Now, we went all the way out to find you the best artists, speakers, and performers, both here at home and abroad, for this celebration. And just like the foundation of a home needs to be laid solid and firm in order for our people to thrive and prosper, we want to lay a strong foundation for this celebration by opening the evening with a hometown artist. She's one of the GTA's biggest recording gospel artists who's performed on stages across the country and the world and released an album this year. Ladies and gentlemen, performing her hit single, I'm Ready, the renowned Miss Michelle Adams.
Michelle Adams releases her debut album, I'm Ready, a story of resilience, coming into oneself. An album of many years in the making, I'm Ready talks about how Michelle continues to empower herself through many struggles. This 90s throwback album has the sounds and flavor of some of Michelle's favorite music growing up. From the title track, I'm Ready, a late 60s throwback demonstrating Michelle's powerful soprano range, to Soar, a classic theatrical inspirational song that shows her deepest registers and a mixture of everything in between. Michelle's music can be found at www.michelleadamsmusic.com. She has special album and video packages available for purchase. She is also featured in an SSP First Music Mag Fall 2021 edition. It can also be found at Bandcamp, Amazon Music, and iTunes. So go and get your copy today. Ladies and gentlemen, Michelle Adams, I'm Ready.
Hey, come on, are you ready, y'all? Hey, hey, hey. Hey, are you ready, say? Do, 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 do. Hey, oh, hey. Waiting for
Woo! I don't know about you, but after that song, I know I'm ready. Thank you, Michelle, and I think we all can agree that this is an amazing way to introduce our community leaders and political representatives. From City Hall to Queen's Park to Parliament Hill, we have partners and allies in all levels of Canadian government who are ready and committed to the building of an equitable tomorrow today. First, bringing us greetings, we have His Worship, John Tory, the Mayor of the City of Toronto, a longtime supporter of the MLK celebration. Following Mayor Tory, we will have our children performing a litany entitled, Today We Build. Ladies and gentlemen, the Mayor of Toronto, John Tory.
Hello, Mayor John Tory here, extending my best wishes to all of you as you celebrate Martin Luther King Jr., his legacy, and those who embody it every single day, including many of you. I want to thank you for inviting me to speak at tonight's award ceremony. I've had the privilege of attending many times. This is the second year that the awards have adapted to a virtual ceremony, and I want to thank you for making sure this event was brought to life every year for the past 23 years, but including during these pandemic times when it's so difficult to do this. Every single year in Toronto, for very good reason, we proclaim Martin Luther King Jr. Day to honor the legacy that he left behind and to remind people of the impact that he had in our city, in our country, leave alone the United States and, of course, around the world. It is people like Martin Luther King Jr. who come around very few times in a lifetime. It's people like him who literally changed the course of our world, including right here in Toronto, Canada. He held a steadfast commitment to justice and to equality and to the elimination of racism, and he held firm to that commitment against incredible headwinds. Ultimately, he gave his life for that. His courage and his perseverance are an example to our city and to its residents to this day and beyond. When we proclaim this day, and when we acknowledge the momentous work of Martin Luther King Jr., we are not only reaffirming our commitment to fighting parallel injustices, but also our commitment to taking a stand against any injustices that exist to this day or that come up afterward. Anti-black racism is a long-standing issue that I've committed myself to fighting, and that began with acknowledging that we have anti-black racism prevalent still today in our very own city. Martin Luther King Jr. paved the way to taking a stand. His legacy lives on through the groups and the people that have come together today, and those groups have empowered the future generation to become change makers, as did Martin Luther King Jr., to stand up for what is right and to stand against what is wrong. So thank you for coming together, despite the many challenges created by the pandemic, and hopefully they will soon come to an end. But our work continues. Martin Luther King Jr. and all that he stood for so valiantly are worthy of our continuing attention and our immense gratitude.
We have a dream.
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal.
Martin Luther King Jr. had a dream.
He spoke about that dream on August 28, 1963. He spoke on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C.
He was only 34 years old.
Imagine, he spoke in front of over 250,000 people.
Everyone knows the speech.
I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream.
Everyone knows how important it is.
But we refuse to believe that the Bank of Justice is bankrupt. We refuse to believe that there are insufficient funds in the great vaults of opportunity of this nation. So we've come to cash this check, a check that will give us upon demand the riches of freedom and the security of justice.
Everyone knows who Dr. King was.
But what was Dr. King's dream? Dr. King's dream was for a world where everyone was treated fairly, where people won't be judged by the color of their skin,
but by the content of their character.
Where kids of every color can go to the same schools.
Where people can sit at the same counter and eat together.
Where people can sit wherever they want on the bus.
Where people can live, thrive, and prosper.
This dream brought people together.
This is no time to engage in the luxury of cooling off or to take the tranquilizing drug of gradualism. Now is the time to lift our nation from the quicksands of racial injustice to the solid rock of brotherhood. Now is the time.
And now that dream can come true for all of us.
We want to build a better tomorrow using King's dream as the foundation.
We all want to build it, and we must build it.
I need all of you.
A house can't be built without tools.
And every tool is important to build a great home.
Just like every one of us.
We're all important.
We all need to work together and build.
Without one, the whole project fails.
We need all of you.
No matter what race you are,
whether we're black,
or white,
or Asian,
or Hispanic,
or indigenous,
or South Asian,
no matter what religion you practice,
what you do,
what language you speak,
where you come from,
our communities are different, but that's what makes us strong.
We might have different goals, but we still support each other.
Times might get hard, but we're still here, still fighting, still building together.
And if anyone tries to divide us with the walls of exclusion, we'll tear them down.
If anyone is in need, we'll help them.
Because we never shut the door to people who need our help. We were created to serve our God and all mankind.
We either get to the top of the mountain together,
or we don't get there at all.
And not getting to the top isn't an option. Wait, was that Dr. King's dream?
It was.
Which part?
All of it. All of this was part of Dr. King's dream.
Bringing people together to build a better world.
Because this dream is for all of us.
This dream belongs to all of us.
This dream can be real.
This dream will be real.
Because we start building today.
But now is the time to make justice a reality for all of God's children.
Today, we will build a better tomorrow.
Today, we build a better country. Today, we build a better world.
A world that's fair.
A world that's just.
A world that's equitable. A world that includes everyone.
A world that's free.
Now is the time to make real the promises of democracy.
Today we build to let the freedom ring.
Today we build to let freedom ring from our homes.
Today we build to let freedom ring from our cities and our provinces.
Today, we build to let freedom ring from coast to coast to coast across our country.
Today, we build the equitable tomorrow.
The essence of Dr. King's dream.
And we're building it today.
Because waiting for tomorrow is too long, we must build our equitable tomorrow today. It can't wait for any other time to do it.
No procrastination tolerant. For yes, we can.
Yes, we will build it because we want to.
We build it because we need to.
We build it because we all deserve it.
We build it because the only way to get it done is with all of us.
Today, we implore you to join hands with us as we build our equitable tomorrow today, together.
When we allow freedom ring, when we let it ring from every village and every hamlet, from every state and every city, we will be able to speed up that day when all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual, free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last.
Thank you, Mayor Torrey, for your greetings and your continuous support. And thank you to our children for that incredible litany. Just like the tools used to build a house, we are all important and all needed to build the equitable tomorrow. Every one of us is unique. Every one of us has an important role to play. Now, we're going to build on the momentum and have greetings from a leader who has been putting Canadians first from coast to coast to coast for years. The Right Honorable Justin Trudeau, Prime Minister of Canada. Following his greetings, we'll have a musical selection from the CAA East Steel Pan Ensemble. Ladies and gentlemen, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau.
Hello everyone, bonjour à tous. It's so great to join you all for today's annual Martin Luther King Jr. celebration. I want to thank the Educational Foundation for Children's Care Canada for bringing us together to honor the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Son héritage nous inspire à être meilleurs et à faire mieux, à lutter pour que nos communautés soient plus inclusives, à bâtir un avenir plus juste et plus équitable. His words and his vision of a more just and equitable world are more important now than ever. Because in many ways, and for too many Canadians, the pandemic has only worsened an already difficult situation. It has laid to bear the inequalities that far too many face. We have an opportunity now to build a better and more equal Canada. That's why we're committed to taking action to tackle anti-Black and systemic racism, to creating an economy that works for everyone, and to helping those who need it the most. My friends, we can't go back to the way things were before this virus. We need to keep moving Canada forward. So let's continue our fight against inequality, social injustice, and systemic racism, and let's build a better and more inclusive country for everyone. Merci.
Thank you, Prime Minister Trudeau, for those warm greetings. Now, we will have a musical selection from the talented voices of Ubuntu coming all the way from Burman University. Thank you for those greetings and for that incredible performance in Ubuntu. We have more greetings to share with you this evening from our provincial representatives, beginning with the Honorable Doug Ford, Premier of Ontario, and a leader who is committed to building an equitable Ontario for all.
Friends, it's an absolute pleasure to bring greetings to the annual celebration of the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Our strength as a province comes from our diversity and inclusiveness. It's what makes us the greatest province and the greatest country in the entire world. Today is an opportunity to celebrate Dr. King's legacy and continue his lifelong work to build a better and brighter future. Although we've made tremendous progress, there's still work that needs to be done. Now more than ever, we need to work together to create a more equal and just society for all people. Thank you, and have a great virtual conference.
Hello, everyone. I'm so pleased to join you today on behalf of your official opposition, New Democrats, to bring greetings and congratulate you on the 23rd anniversary of the Martin Luther King celebration. In particular, I want to thank EFCCC President Pauline Christian, everyone at the Educational Foundation for Children's Care Canada, and all of the amazing volunteers, organizers, and sponsors who've made this year's virtual event a resounding success for everyone to enjoy. This year's theme, The Dream, Building an Equitable Tomorrow Today, gives us the chance to reflect on the leaders who've come before and paved the way for all of us. Dr. King's work remains a bright flame that grows every generation as new leaders pick up the torch that he, Coretta Scott King, and so many other powerful leaders lit and continue to carry it forward. Today, Black communities across Ontario and worldwide continue to show the way forward to a better tomorrow and lay the foundation for future leaders. Today and every day, New Democrats renew our commitment to stand with you, to work together to keep the flame burning, and build a more equitable, open, and just Ontario, one where we tear down barriers to education, resources, and power that continue to exist for Black folks, and ensure that Black people, families, and communities across Ontario can grow and thrive. An Ontario where people of every background, faith, and identity live together, united by our love of humanity and of peace. Thank you. Merci beaucoup. Miigwech. Niawe.
Good evening. I am Mitzi Hunter, MPP for Scarborough-Guildwood. I am delighted to join the annual Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. celebration. I want to first thank the Education Foundation Children's Care Canada for your incredible work in keeping this dream and this programming alive. It is important that as community we come together and we celebrate the incredible work of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. because we know that the dream is still alive today. As the MPP for Scarborough-Guildwood, I am honored to serve my community and to make sure that we have hope and opportunity for all our citizens. To that end, one of my favorite quotes from Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. is, "The arc of humanity is long, but it bends towards justice." And we have to fight each and every day on behalf of our communities. This week in the Ontario Legislature, we saw a glimmer of hope. All parties in the legislature came together to pass the Emancipation Month proclamation. And this legislation will ensure that in Ontario, we acknowledge the vital role of emancipation, and it gives us a chance to begin a new conversation. Like Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., we must keep that dream and that hope alive today for every generation. I wish you a great evening. Thank you so much to the wonderful Pauline Christian and her team, as well as the BBPA, for continuing this important programming for all of our community members. My best wishes to you all.
Joy, God's great joy, joy, down in my soul, sweet, beautiful, soul-saving joy, oh, joy in my soul. Listen to the music, the sound of the angels. Come and see the child who can make you whole. Lying in the manger, away from joy.
Way down, deep joy, unspeakable joy.
Oh, joy, joy in my soul.
In my soul.
It's great to know that our provincial leaders are committed to putting their shoulders to the wheel alongside communities across this great province to build the equitable tomorrow today. They know that this cannot wait another second, another day, and they're ready to build on Dr. King's dream. At this juncture, we will be favored with special remarks from a representative from our title sponsor, TD Bank Group, followed by a piece from Ontario's first Poet Laureate, Mr. Randell Adjei.
Good day, everyone. My name is Alicia Rose, Senior Manager, Strategy and Social Impact here at TD Bank Group. And on behalf of TD, it is an absolute pleasure to join you for today's virtual event. This continues to be a challenging time for us all. We know that Black communities across North America have been disproportionately impacted by the pandemic and systemic inequities. But in spite of that, in a year where we have all once again gone virtual, you have continued to innovate, to pivot, and to advocate for change. Thank you for the work you continue to do in our communities and for creating spaces like this one for us to connect, to celebrate, and to find joy. You know, this upcoming Black History Month is also about taking time to remember, recognize, and reflect, and to reaffirm our commitment to doing more, not just in February, but every day. Around the world, communities, allies, and organizations of all sizes are committing to doing better in addressing systemic racism. But now is the time to do more than just talk the talk. We must also walk the walk. We must take meaningful action. When we launched the TD Ready commitment in 2018, we aspired to help open doors for a more inclusive and equitable tomorrow. We're proud to work alongside community partners, listening to their insights and to help focus our efforts and create meaningful change with philanthropic dollars across North America. But we're also committed to doing work within TD to drive progress forward. We're challenging ourselves to look for and break down barriers. We're using what we have learned through honest and open conversations across the bank to take tangible steps to improve our customer and colleague experiences throughout North America. We know that there is still much more to do, and we will continue to take actions, both big and small, to help support Black customers, colleagues, and communities today and into the future. On behalf of TD, thank you to the event organizers. Thank you to you all for attending. Let's walk the walk together. Thank you.
I wanna give you your flowers right now.
One of the only things more difficult than death itself is to be forgotten. Or perhaps to plant like seeds and never see your roses blossom. To never unbox your gift before your coffin. We all deserve to be honored while we are still alive. to witness the budding gratitude of loved ones with open eyes. You deserve to be celebrated like you're already gone. To be given your flowers while they are still flourishing, while you can still smell the sweet scent of photosynthesis as your life branches out of the purpose you're rooted into and the fruits you've produced. So may I give you your flowers while they are still in bloom. A bouquet package delivered and handed to you in honor of the effervescent existence of your truth. May this be a reminder that your words and actions live on beyond being 6 feet and entombed. You are worthy of being handed yours while you are still alive, while you can still sniff the sweet fragrance blossom in time. A reminder of how you bloomed before you were called to tune, from darkness to light. How you passed on the baton for the next generation to take flight. A relay race of time between the lines of from and to. The legacy of how you actualized into truth.
I don't want to give you wilted roses. I don't want the thorns to cut my hands. I don't want you buried before you're treasured. So I'ma love you now while I still can. I don't wanna wait till you're pushing up daisies to pick some and give to you again. I don't want the roses to see you wilted. So I'ma love you now while I still can. I wanna give you your flowers right now.
You have the right to leave this earth knowing that your presence was appreciated, that it made a difference, that it meant something to someone while there is still air in your lungs. What would it look like to normalize honoring those who mean something to us before they transition? That they never question our love while they are still living. It's easy to take our loved ones for granted when we are caught up in our day-to-days. In the same breath, the next breath is never guaranteed to stay. So before the leaves fall off of their trees and they branch out and reach into the heavens, let them know that they are a blessing, that their mere essence was a gift. May death never be the reason you appreciate the fact they lived.
I wanna give you your flowers right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together and show our title sponsors some love, alongside all the other sponsors of tonight's event. We thank them for helping us build the equitable tomorrow today, and thank you, Randell, for those powerful words. You know, people hear the words walls and they think division, segregation, us versus them. Oh, they've been used like that. However, the walls of a house provide protection, just like a firewall protects your computer from danger. And it's quite fitting to talk about walls providing protection and respect for individualism and our different cultures, because we're receiving greetings from the leaders of the men and women who serve and protect us every day. Giving us our final round of greetings, we have our chiefs of police.
On behalf of the members of the Toronto Police Service, I would like to extend greetings to everyone joining in the annual celebration of Martin Luther King Jr. At the Toronto Police Service, we know that racism and racial discrimination is real, and that it has no place in our society or in our service. We recognize that the uniform we proudly wear is sometimes not associated with trust and safety by members of the Black community. Effective policing is based on trust. This is why we have been working to bridge the divide that exists between police and the Black community, and are doing everything we can to root out inequalities, implement reforms, and be accountable. We have committed to reform now. We are changing the way we do our work as we strive to serve all the people of our city fairly and equally, and do our part to build a city where all Torontonians feel safe. By working alongside each other, by listening to each other, and by taking action now, we can help realize Dr. King's dream and build an equitable tomorrow today. We appreciate your invitation to be included in this celebration, and we bring best wishes to all of you in 2022.
Hi, I'm Jim McSween, Chief of York Regional Police, and I'm honored to take part in this annual Martin Luther King celebration. The theme of this year's event, The Dream, Building an Equitable Tomorrow Today, illustrates that action to dismantle anti-Black racism can't wait. It needs to be taken now. Sadly, throughout 2021, across North America, we saw social unrest, violence, oppression, and injustice, all driven by prejudice and hate. In order to stop this cycle, we need to bridge divides within our communities and replace those divisions with strong bonds of fellowship, empathy, and understanding. Equipped with a shared commitment to each other, we can build a society where we can not only coexist, but thrive together. This cannot be a lofty goal for the future. It needs to be our priority right now. As Martin Luther King said, the time is always right to do what's right. At York Regional Police, we've always worked to develop strong and resilient relationships with all of our diverse communities. Today, we continue to make great strides in identifying and dismantling anti-Black racism, along with prejudice of all types. Yet there remains much more work to be done. We are committed to holding ourselves accountable in everything we do, listening to our partners with open minds and open hearts, and continuing to work to create a York region that is safe, secure, welcoming, inclusive, and free of prejudice, racism, and hate. The path forward will not be easy, but we won't sit back and wait for others to chart it for us. We'll lead and move decisively toward the equitable tomorrow we know can exist in the future. Thank you again for your partnership, leadership, and for the opportunity to participate in this inspiring event.
And now for a special message from Patricia DeGuire, the Chief Commissioner of the Ontario Human Rights Commission.
I am deeply honored and delighted to take part in this auspicious event, the Dr. Martin Luther King's celebration. Thank you for inviting me. Distinguished guests, virtual guests, and people of Ontario, I pray you are well and safe. I am Patricia DeGuire, the Chief Commissioner of the Ontario Human Rights Commission. The late Dr. King was a human rights activist, among other things, who sought equality in human rights for African Americans, the poor, and all victims of injustice through peaceful protest. COVID-19 and anti-Black discrimination have laid bare the inequalities of our society. For example, homelessness, mental illness, and opioid deaths have increased exponentially. It is fitting, therefore, that your thematic symbol is the house. As the overarching institution of human rights in Ontario, we could have chosen the roof, but rather we have chosen the foundation. The foundation is the load-bearing part of a house. It holds up the house even during earthquakes or floods, and even after a fire, it remains intact. The inherent dignity of humans, the rule of law, justice, access to justice, equity, fairness, and freedom from all forms of discrimination are foundational values of human rights. Human rights are the foundational rights of a democratic polity. Human rights ensure that people's interests will be respected even when they are in the minority. Inclusion enables maximum participation. And so by the protection and realization of human rights, individuals more likely will thrive in a democratic society. Thus, the Human Rights Institution of Ontario helps sustain peace, order, and good government, a foundational component of a just society. Thank you very much for having me, and have a good night.
What it is, y'all. What it is, y'all. This be the universal question. We seek the answer.
Picture the world with me. This is what I see. Justice, equality, racial harmony. What can one person do? I'm one, you make two. I will stand with you. Together we are better. What is color? What is race? Would you like me better if we had the same face? My blood beats red, my heart beats true. With so much love, my brother, for you. What is color? What is race? Like me better if we had the same face. My blood beats red, my heart beats true. With so much love, my sister, for you. Picture the world with me. This is what I see. No war, no poverty, ethnocultural harmony. I heard one person say, love will make the way for peace and equality. This encourages me. What is color? What is race? Would you like me better if we had the same face? My blood beats red, my heart beats true. With so much love, my brother, for you. What is color? What is race? Would you like me better if we had the same face? My blood beats red, my heart beats true. With so much love, my sister, for you.
Yeah, we're thinking globally, we're acting locally. Want somebody, tell me what it is. Yo, practice like that does not bend, but if you bend your mind, you just might find a friend.
Find a friend. What is color? What is race? Would you like me better if we had the same face? My blood beats red, my heart beats true. With so much love, my brother, for you. What is color? What is race? Sweet love. Would you like me better if we had the same face? My blood beats red, my heart beats true. With so much love, my sister, for you.
That was, wow. I don't have the words to express how amazed I am by that performance, Mr. Lee. Your talent is indescribable, and I know wherever you go, you not only inspire the young and the young at heart, that's me, but your message also brings the type of change that will continue for generations. Also, thanks to all our dignitaries for your greetings and messages. Now, speaking of messages, I think it's time that we heard the message that I know most of you came to hear. Our keynote speaker, Dr. Mansfield Edwards, is a renowned speaker and dedicated community leader who is passionate about serving others. He is also the founder of the Discover the Power TV series. Dr. Edwards, we know you've got a powerful message for us tonight, and we can't wait to hear it. Before he speaks to us, we are going to have a few words from Dr. Leslie Pollard, president of the historic Oakwood University in Huntsville, Alabama, and an encore performance from one of our headliners. Ladies and gentlemen, we proudly welcome to the virtual stage Dr. Pollard and the Aeolians, after which you'll hear from our keynote speaker, Dr. Mansfield Edwards.
Greetings from the beautiful campus of Oakwood University in Huntsville, Alabama. I'm Leslie Pollard, president of Oakwood University. Since 1896, Oakwood University has been in the business of transforming students for service to God and to humanity. And this year, we are celebrating 125 years of service. I want to welcome you tonight to this wonderful occasion as we celebrate the love, the life, and the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King. I have had the wonderful privilege of partnering with Mrs. Pauline Christian in making sure that this effort has all of the endorsements that Oakwood University is able to generate and to convey on behalf of the citizens, your colleagues south of the border, our deep commitment to the goals and the aims that are being laid out tonight. Think about your theme, building an equitable tomorrow today. What a powerful theme, and that was the purpose for which Dr. Martin Luther King marched and protested and lifted his voice and finally made the ultimate sacrifice, gave his life in order that freedom's fresh breeze might blow across every place, every mountaintop, every valley, every hill, and every plain. And so I welcome you. I also thank my dear friends whom I have met and have enjoyed their mission and their service. Prime Minister Trudeau, who continues to lead the most multicultural nation in the world, Premier Ford from Ontario, and Mayor John Koree. I count them as soldiers in service as we work to build the equitable tomorrow that we envision, and we do that today. Now, I want to call your attention to something. In my hand is a gift. When I think about the work that you are doing, as I look at this beautiful gift, I think about the gift that you are passing forward to the next generation, the gift of freedom, the gift of equity, the gift of inclusion, the gift of belonging. I celebrate this gift that you are passing forward simply because every person that I know has a built-in sense of belonging, a need to belong and to be into something, to belong to something important. And so tonight, may God bless you as you do your work. As you celebrate the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King, Oakwood University celebrates with you. We thank you for your commitment, and I look forward to joining you as soon as travel restrictions are a little bit easier. I will be there in person to spend this time with you as I have done so many years before. God bless you, and thank you, Pauline, for your outstanding, visionary, persistent, and determined leadership to make sure that the life and the love and the legacy of Dr. King is also available to all of our great citizens in the beautiful country of Canada and, of course, in the city of Toronto. May God bless you.
distinguished guests, members of the organizing committee, Mr. Master of Ceremonies, Carrie Lee Crawford, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. I must firstly thank the organizing committee for graciously offering me this opportunity to be a part of this deeply meaningful event. I sincerely commend the committee for preserving a focus on the values and contributions of the legendary and celebrated Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Your efforts are indeed noble, and for the past 12 years, my wife and I have determined not to miss this annual gathering, having found each one a source of challenge and a source of inspiration. I affirm your informed and confronting theme, building an equitable tomorrow today. More and more, we come to realize that for organizations to succeed and for individuals to live worthwhile lives, there need to be guiding principles which dictate behavior. These principles are called core values. Core values help both individuals and organizations determine if they are on the right path to fulfill the purpose for which they exist. One's core values are what Larissa Lalivovich calls one's inner compass. Or core values highlight what we stand for and can ultimately define us. Dr. King was driven by his commitment to his fundamental core values, and I intend to build my presentation around 3 of them for your own reflection this evening. The first core value of Dr. King's that I will focus on and I will highlight is his commitment to serving others. This passion to serve others emerged from his tracking of the ministry of Jesus as evidenced in the Holy Scriptures. Despite living in a materialistic and commercially driven society, King held firm to the transcending value of the human personality. King's position found concurrence and agreement and consistency with that of the clear-thinking Albert Einstein, who said, "Not everything that can be counted counts, and not everything that counts can be counted." End of quote. Einstein here alludes to the superior value of the qualitative over and above the quantitative. King saw value in people, and so he purposed to afford the relegated and the marginalized dignity and respect, inspiring trust and confidence. James Newman reminds us, and I quote, "People are valuable, worthwhile, and significant, even though their present circumstances may have them feeling otherwise." Dr. King equates service to people with greatness, and in his colorful way he said, and I quote, "Everybody can be great because anybody can serve. You don't have to have a college degree to serve. You don't have to make your subject and your verb agree to serve. You only need a heart full of grace and a soul generated by love." End of quote. King said that life's most persistent and urgent question in this materialistic and selfish and commercialized world is this: what are you doing for others? His challenge has been embraced by Henry Darby, principal at North Charleston High School in South Carolina, featured in the NBC News. Principal Darby learned of the severe poverty of his students, some sleeping under the bridges at night, some in houses that are a poor excuse for a residence. And so Principal Darby picked up a job at Walmart at nights, stocking shelves and using his paycheck to help his students, whom he referred to as his grandchildren. In all that we do in our day-to-day lives, in the pursuit of our studies or our professional careers, we ought to make time to help others. Principal Darby is a shining example of one who bought into the values of Dr. King. We need to help others. It may be volunteering at a homeless shelter, or just holding the door for an elderly person at the grocery store. We ought to be intentional in doing something for others. The second core value I'd like to highlight, which was evident in Dr. King's life and ministry, was a passion for an equitable tomorrow, which we have captured well in the theme for this evening's occasion. Dr. King desired it so passionately that it became the appropriate summary of his dream. I have a dream, he said. He passionately looked for a tomorrow when there would be a realization that all people are created equal, a tomorrow in which we would treat each other with respect and dignity. Not long ago, I noticed that Statistics Canada reported that children from poor neighborhoods growing in single-parent homes are 3 times more likely to commit crime. What a stark reality, what a sad statement in this prosperous nation. This, however, is an opportunity for our intervention as we build toward an equitable tomorrow. So I call upon everyone interested in a partnership to join me to help reduce this risk by engaging organizations like churches to host homework evenings and mentorship programs as soon as there is a post-pandemic environment, so we can build toward an equitable tomorrow. The third and last core value of King's life that I would like to highlight this evening is the whole matter of compassion, which he evidenced, inspired by love. He did so eloquently say, and I quote, "He who hates does not know God, but he who has love has a key that unlocks the door to the meaning of ultimate reality." End of quote. Dr. King has left a perpetual challenge, hoping that we who come after would strive to keep the dream alive. I have an experience I'd like to share. Years ago, at the end of my first semester at university, at an awkward and difficult time in my life, a time when my father had left home in pursuit of pleasure, I had come to my end of semester exams. And as I waited in line to enter the examination hall, I finally got to the entrance. The supervisor for the examination asked my name, and after getting my name, informed me that I would not be allowed to sit the exam due to an outstanding balance on my school fees. My mind raced back to my dear mother, who now carried the family's expenses on her single salary, and my heart melted in my chest. I was asked by the supervisor to step from the line, to which I complied, not knowing what to do next. At 16 years old, my coping skills were immature, and I stood staring through a window into the examination hall with tears streaming warm on my cheeks as I witnessed the examination started, and knowing and being sensitive to the fact that I was not inside, I was on the outside. Some 20 minutes later, I heard the footsteps of someone coming down the long corridor. I knew her as Mrs. Brown. She worked in an office on campus, and she came down this long corridor and stopped where I was. She cared enough to ask, "What's the matter?" And having explained, she consulted with the examiner, and the supervisor told her, yes, I had an outstanding balance. Mrs. Brown invited me to her office. She wrote a check for the balance I owed and secured my examination permit. This time I had tears, but they were tears of joy as my heart brimmed with gratitude. Mrs. Brown and myself are still in touch today. Her compassion is unforgettable. Her compassion was contagious. She helped me, and subsequently, I've been able to help others who were in comparable positions. Dr. King referenced the old song and its application as it relates to his values. If I could help somebody as I pass along, if I could do my duty with a word or song, if I could tell somebody you're traveling wrong, then my living shall not be in vain. There's a song, an old song, by the amazing singer Dionne Warwick that embraces the same sentiments. She worded it like a prayer. Lord, we don't need another mountain. There are mountains and hillsides enough to climb. There are oceans and rivers enough to cross, enough to last till the end of time. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone. That's the sentiments of the equity that we are striving for tomorrow. And I pray that each one of us will buy into and invest deeply and generously in the dream of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., whom we appropriately celebrate today. God bless you.
Good evening. I am Ross Kadas, President of the Black Business and Professional Association. On behalf of the Board of Directors and the team here at the BBPA, we extend congratulations to the EFCCC on your 23rd anniversary of the Martin Luther King annual celebration. This year's theme, The Dream, Building the Equitable Tomorrow, Today, is aligned with the work we do at the BBPA, helping make today more equitable for Canada's Black community by instilling the dream of generational wealth and prosperity. We are pleased to support such a worthwhile endeavor and wish you the best of success on tonight's event.
Happy Martin Luther King Jr. Day. My name is Javane Christian, and I'm a realtor in the Greater Toronto area with RE/MAX Realtron. I look forward to celebrating his life of service with you tonight. Congratulations to the award and scholarship recipients. Dr. King has inspired people all over the world, including myself. As a result, I've dedicated a portion of every real estate sale to help the community, including the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Scholarship I'm giving this evening. Dr. King said that life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? Reflect on what you can do today and start making progress tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of the program.
When the cold bites your bones and gets in your heart, it can make you feel hopeless, and fear will come to steal your sun and make it dark. But don't believe you're lonely. We've all had that moment when our shoulders sink and we sit back and think we could just run. But we're not born to chase the fading light. We're not born to fall and lose the fight. Never letting go. I'm asking you to lift me higher than I ever been. Hold your breath and say you're gonna come with me. We were born to follow the light that never fails. Come along, we're setting sail. Never looking back again. We're not born to chase the fading light. We're not born to fall and lose the fight. Never letting go. Oh no. Oh. I'm asking you to lift me higher than I ever been. Hold your breath and say you're gonna come with me. We were born to follow the light that never fails. The light that never fails. We were born to follow the light that never light that never the light that never fails.
Now that was powerful. Now we're going to switch gears a little. There are some incredible community leaders out there who truly demonstrate the spirit of Dr. King's messages and their actions and how they've contributed to the uplifting of their communities. They have been laying down the bricks, sealing them, and taking their role in the building of the equitable tomorrow today. And for their hard work, their sacrifice, and their dedication to the betterment of others, we want to recognize them with the Martin Luther King Award. Ladies and gentlemen, I present your MLK recipients for the year 2022. Mr. Ray Williams, Mrs. Dolores Lawrence, Dr. Charles McVitie, Mr. Sam Rayad, Dr. Sheridan Cyrus,
Thank you to the Educational Foundation for Children's Care Canada, the Toronto Dominion Bank, and the MLK Celebration Executive Producer, Ms. Pauline Christian, I'm honored and really humbled today to receive this award, this prestigious award, and I'm thankful to the committee for bestowing it upon me. This is a culmination of a lifetime of hard work, dedication, and belief in a purpose. And here I am on this stage as a reflection of all of that work. And I'm hoping that this would serve as a sort of a inspiration to many of you who are watching this today. I did not do this by myself. I surrounded myself throughout my career with a lot of very, very talented, dedicated, loyal people, and I want to thank some of them today. I'll start with my family. I want to thank my kids who've always been there for me, my dad, who's always been a fearless supporter, my aunts and uncles who've never wavered in their support and belief in me, a lot of my professional circle, people around music marketing and exchange at IMSTA, who've entrusted me with such huge responsibilities to lead our industry. I thank a lot of people in the financial community who've stepped up and supported us from the beginning. We could not have done this without all these people. And to our community, my message is very simple. Believe in yourself. We can do anything that we want to do. We don't need a lot of help. We have everything inside of our community to do whatever we want to do. I want to say a special thanks to the committee and the work that they're doing. I think our community needs this, needs more of this. I thank them for their hard work. I know it's almost a thankless job that they're doing, but they're doing it. So once again, I'd like to thank the committee. I'm very humbled and very honored. I'm very thankful to receive this award, and thank you very much.
I want to thank you for this award. I'm very humbled to receive the Martin Luther King Jr. Award, for he was a hero of mine. I want to thank you, the organizers, the ones who voted on this, the ones who chose me for this award. I want to thank Pauline Christian for all the work you do in our community. And I really am humbled by Martin Luther King Jr., who was a hero of mine, and a man, a great man, who taught that we need to look beyond the outward appearance and view someone for the quality of their character. He taught us the love of Jesus Christ, that we are all one body. There is no such thing as races. We are one race, the human race, and that we all need to work together. And he impacted this world like no one has done so for a long time. And to receive this award is deeply humbling to me. So thank you very much. I thank you for standing for such principles as equality and fairness, and we all need to stand up. And I want to thank my family, and I want to thank the staff of Canada Christian College. I'm very proud of our institution. We are proudly 80% visible minority, 60% Black. We are very strong and equipped to reach the world with the love of God. And I want to thank you for this incredible award. And I want to try to live up to it. We proudly have hosted this award process and award ceremony for 15 years. Look forward to doing it again once COVID is over. But thank you. May God bless you, and may we live peaceably together and measure people for the quality of their character, not their outward appearance. God bless you.
Hello, my name is Sam Riyad. I'm the CEO of Comfort of Living, retirement homes in Ontario. It's such an honor to be here to receive such an award. I want to thank everyone for supporting such an event, and thank you to the Educational Foundation for Children Care Canada, the Toronto Dominion Bank Group, and the MLK Celebration Executive Producer for supporting an event. Thank you, everyone.
All of my adult life, I've tried to be of service to the community. I always thought before I started that others would learn something from me and others would be able to get something from me. And what I found as the years went by is that I was learning from the community and I was getting a lot from the community. A lot of, I guess, accolades sometimes, and a lot of the time, a lot of understanding of what was going on out there in the community. And I've found that it has been of great help in my life. Great help as I try to raise my children, great help with my business and my marriage. And I'd like to thank my wife for her willingness to give up a lot of my time and my children as well. And I want to encourage others to do the same thing that I have done. Be of help, be of service to your community. You would learn a lot from it. You would get a lot from it. It would be very rewarding. Thank you.
When someone you love can't take care of themselves like they used to, you worry about their health and safety, their ability to remain in their own home, their quality of life. You wonder how you'll be able to balance taking care of them while caring for yourself and your own family. We can help ease your concerns by giving you the support you need to provide the best care for your loved one. We'll work with you to create a caregiving partnership that's built on trust, communication, and a special understanding of your family's needs.
Congratulations to all our MLK awardees. Your families and your communities are proud of you and celebrate your achievements with you. These are outstanding individuals, and I'm confident we're going to continue to hear more good things about them. And speaking of outstanding individuals, we're about to bring another one for a musical performance. He gave us a wonderful rendition of the Canadian national anthem, and now he's back to grace us again with his musical talent. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back celebrated pianist and trumpeter, Mr. William Leathers.
Heavens, no man, no weapon formed against, yes, glory is destined. Every day women and men become legends. Sins that go against our skin become blessings. The movement is a rhythm to us. Freedom is like religion to us. Justice is juxtaposition in us. Justice for all just ain't specific enough. One son died, the spirit is revisiting us. True and living in us. Resistance is us. That's why Rosa sat on the bus. That's why we walk through Ferguson with our hands up. When it go down, we woman the man up. They say stay down. and we stand up. Shots we on the ground, the camera panned up. King pointed to the mountaintop and we ran up. Woman and child, even Jesus got his crown in front of a crowd. They march with the torch, we gon' run with it now. Never look back, we done gone hundreds of miles. From dark roads, he rose to become a hero. Facing the League of Justice, his power was the people. Enemy is lethal, a king became regal. Saw the face of Jim Crow under a bald eagle. The biggest weapon is to stay peaceful. We sing, our music is the cuts that we bleed through. Somewhere in the dream we had an epiphany. Now we right the wrongs in history. No one can win the war individually. It takes the wisdom of the elders and young people's energy. Welcome to the story we call victory. The coming of the Lord, my eyes have seen the glory.
Glory,
This evening, in addition to our MLK Award recipients, we're also going to be honoring our Martin Luther King Scholarship recipients. These are students currently studying at the post-secondary level who have shown not only outstanding academic achievement, but are also rising stars in our community because they know that in order to inspire change, you must be at the forefront leading change. Ladies and gentlemen, your MLK Scholarship recipients for 2022. Derek Nichols, Jada Shasa Burbeck, Kia Cummings, Kiana Hall, Oprah Bernice Moyce Hendrick, Abigail Kennedy, Javon Jadu, Rhea Flash, Ashley Lee,
Nicholas J. Thompson.
Hello, my name is Derek Nichols, and I'm happy and proud to be one of the recipients of this year's EFCCC Foundation Scholarship. To the committee members, I would like to express my sincere gratitude and appreciation for being chosen as a recipient of the Educational Foundation for Children's Care Canada Scholarship. I am very grateful that you have decided to support me in my post-secondary endeavors. During these past 2 years, I have been looking out the window and observing the world that surrounds us and figuring out what I have to offer in order to create a brighter and better tomorrow. This pandemic has had a major impact on everyone's life. And although it has caused some of us to become callous to the new realities we face, I have decided not to follow that thought path and instead develop a path of solution-oriented thinking in order to do my part in making the world a better place. As leaders, we have the opportunity to make a difference, regardless of what other people may say or think. The dream of Martin Luther King Jr. was not just to prove that everyone, no matter our origins, can live together in peace, but to also prove that there is a leader inside of all of us. In order to make a difference, we have to decide to step up to the plate, just as the great Martin Luther King Jr. did. Again, I would like to say thank you, as I look forward to what I can accomplish with the aid of your contribution towards my education. I would like to leave a word of encouragement for those watching this program. Greatness does not define you, it reveals you. So go out and be great.
My name is Jada Shasa Burbeck, and I am very grateful to be this year's recipient of the EFCCC Martin Luther King Scholarship. I would first like to thank the selection committee for their choosing me as this year's winner and affording me this opportunity. With this scholarship, you have provided me with the foundation to open doors to my new chapter of education at the University of Waterloo. You have also equipped me with the tools to break down the wall of financial barriers that might have prevented me from being able to pursue my degree in environmental planning. To the EFCCC President and board members, thank you for opening up this window of opportunity. My dream is to be an active part of my community and its sustainability, building and creating lasting foundations for the future. Thank you, EFCCC, for bringing me closer to this goal. So words to those who are hungry to achieve, why not you? Do your best and let God do the rest. Thank you.
Distinguished virtual watchers, honorees, and community builders. My name is Kia Cummings, and I am beyond grateful to stand before you as an Educational Foundation for Children's Care Canada 2022 scholarship recipient. To be awarded such a generous investment going towards my ongoing studies at UNLV is wonderful. Yet it is the honor to be selected to hold an award with a namesake such as Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. that makes me most proud. It is my hope that I will continue to develop such qualities such as Dr. King's tenacity, humility, and gumption as I head towards the finish line of my master's degree in the United States of all places. The EFCCC's benevolence towards me and other scholarship recipients is much appreciated, and I am again grateful and thankful for the support. Have a great evening.
Hello, my name is Abigail Shayla Kennedy, and I am overwhelmed with gratitude to have been selected to be the recipient of the 2022 EFCCC Martin Luther King Scholarship. Thank you to the Educational Foundation of Children's Care Canada, the Toronto Dominion Bank, the MLK Celebration Executive Producer, and the judges of the Scholarship Committee. I am so honored to have my work recognized in this way. It means so much to me that the work that I'm so passionate about also resonates with others. But this is something that I have not achieved alone. There are so many others who deserve to share in this award. I would like to thank God, my parents, grandparents, siblings, friends, uncles, and aunts who provide the most helpful financial, emotional, physical, and spiritual support through my few years of life, and for helping me to stay committed to what I love doing and cheering me on every step of the way. Thank you to specifically Miss Pauline Christian, the executive producer of the annual Martin Luther King celebration and president of Educational Foundation for Children's Care Canada, for the inspiration and mentorship that made this possible. Last but not least, I would like to give a very special thank you to my mom, who through rough times still finds importance to put her children's needs first. I appreciate the consistency, commitment, and endurance she displays for me and my siblings. Her example is to never give up even if you fail. I hope that this recognition of my work can serve as an inspiration to others in the field. I'm humbled and appreciative. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Javon Jadu. I'd like to say thank you to all the people who made it possible for me to receive this scholarship today. I'd also like to say thank you to God, because without Him, none of this will be possible. I'd like to thank my mom for pushing me to accomplish great things in my field of study. And I would also like to thank Mrs. Pauline Christian and her team for considering me for this scholarship. I would like to give a thank you to Mr. Hall, Derek Hall, for informing me of this scholarship itself. I just want to say to all the students out there who are like myself that it's possible for you to attain great things as well. As long as you push and put your mind to it, you will do great. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Rhea Flash, and I am honored to be accepting the EFCCC Martin Luther King Scholarship. I would first like to give God thanks for everything He has done and providing for me and giving me the health and strength to accomplish what I have done so far. Next, I would like to thank Miss Pauline Christian and the EFCCC team for selecting me for this scholarship. A special thanks to my parents and siblings who continue to be a strong support and guide through my academic journey and throughout my life. And to my Apple Creek Church family for giving me the opportunities to shine and grow. The theme of this year, The Dream, Building an Equitable Tomorrow Today, resonates with me as an architecture and urban studies student. Throughout my studies in architecture and urbanism, I have learned about the impacts the built environment has on our communities. Unfortunately, Black people are often not found within these spaces where community design making decisions are held. For this reason, I strive to share my love for design and knowledge in architecture and urbanism. Through my community involvement at school, I push to help create diversity in design spaces. I am a part of the Black Students in Design team, our new program, Building Black Success Through Design, is a pursuit to encourage high school students interested in design academia by giving them the tools to succeed. One of my favorite activists, James Baldwin, says, "Not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it is faced." I take this into my daily practice and strive to be an agent of change in whatever I do. This scholarship will help me continue my studies and community involvement through the University of Toronto. In the future, I hope to further my studies and to pursue a degree in urban planning and continue working within the community. Thank you for choosing me for this scholarship.
I am Ashley Lee, a freshman at the Faculty of Biomedical Sciences at University of Ottawa. I have big dreams of becoming a pediatric doctor and making a valuable contribution to my community, and hopefully making my parents proud while I'm at it. Such dreams, however, could quite easily fall apart if I am not able to fund my education. It is such an amazing feeling to know that there is a network of support, such as the EFCCC, that are on the forefront assisting students in their educational pursuits. I feel incredibly privileged and honored to stand here this evening as one of the 2022 recipients of the EFCCC Martin Luther King Scholarship. Your investments in my future is a great asset not only to me, but to the wider community as well. I would therefore like to thank and express my sincere gratitude to the Educational Foundation for Children's Care Canada, the Toronto Dominion Bank Group, the MLK Celebration Executive Producers, and of course, the judges of the Scholarship Committee for making the scholarship possible. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for your support and for your commitment to community development. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Kiana Hall, and it is with great joy that I accept this scholarship from the Educational Foundation of Children's Care Canada, the Dominion Bank Group, and the MLK Celebration Committee. First, I would like to thank God for blessing and keeping me thus far, my family and my village for teaching me the importance of education, pushing me to fulfill my dreams, and supporting me through all of my accomplishments. I also would like to extend a heartwarming appreciation to the president of the EFCCC, Mrs. Pauline Christian, the executive producer of the 23-year-old MLK celebration, as along with the MLKconnexus team for the difference they are making in the lives of students. As I'm completing my MSW at Alabama A&M, I see how important my foundation has been for me in the construction process of me becoming a licensed social worker. As I interact with my clients, I also see the need for them to build a strong foundation for themselves and for their family. And I have been blessed to be put in a position where I can help them begin to build that foundation. It is important to me that I pour into my clients the same way my parents, my teachers, my professors, and my mentors have poured into me to build a solid foundation. As stated by Christine Gregorio, education is the foundation upon which we build our future. With the help of this scholarship, I'll be able to accomplish this goal that I have set and give back to a community in need. Thank you.
Greetings to you all. My name is Oprah Bernice Moyes Hendrick, and I am a recipient of the Educational Foundation for Children's Care Canada's 2022 scholarship. I want to sincerely thank God, the EFCCC, and the judges of the Scholarship Committee, amongst others. Thank you all for seeing the excellence in me and all the other recipients. I absolutely love the theme for this year, the dream, building an equitable tomorrow today. See, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s dream was all about rising despite our circumstances, raising our standards as a people and wanting more for ourselves. Scholarships like this one, made to help in the educational journey of other low-income Canadian students, are open doors to making that dream come true. Scholarships like this one encourage students like me to keep learning and striving to building a better tomorrow, break by break. And I want you all to rest assured that you have put these scholarships in good hands, in hands of young people who are passionate, ready, and driven to build an equitable tomorrow today. Knowing where I came from, and as a young lady being able to compete on the same level playing field as other distinguished candidates and recipients, and to win this scholarship shows that glass ceilings are being broken. And like Hillary Clinton said in her masterclass about the power of resilience, when there are no ceilings, the sky is the limit. I want to once again say thank you very much. God bless the EFCCC, and God bless everyone else who made this day possible. Once again, thank you very much.
It is my utmost privilege and humble honor to accept this 2022 Educational Foundation for Children's Care Canada Martin Luther King Jr. Scholarship. As we all know, Dr. King's life was extraordinary and exemplified service to his community. According to Dr. King, everybody can be great because everybody can serve. You only need a heart full of grace, a soul generated by love. As a recipient of this distinguished award, I pledge to treat every opportunity to serve as golden, whether I am on the basketball court, in the classroom, or as a future nurse. Again, thank you to the EFCCC and all the generous donors for impacting my life so I can impact others.
Congratulations to the recipients. The evening just keeps on getting better and better. Am I right? And now we're going to have an international performance. I present to you the MLK Global Mass Choir. Enjoy, folks.
Dr. King had a dream that one day we would all respect and love each other as humans. The change begins with us, the human race. We want to build an equitable tomorrow today, changing the world one life at a time.
There comes a time when they need a certain code, when the world must come together as one.
There were people dying. Oh, it's time to lend a hand to life, the greatest gift of all.
We can go on, pretending day by day that somewhere will soon make a change.
We're all a part of God's great big family, and the truth, love is all we need. We are the world, we are the children, we are the ones who make a brighter day.
choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, we'll make a better day, just you and me. We are the world. We are the children. We are the ones to make a better day, so let's start giving. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, we make a brighter day, just you and me. We are the world. We are the world. We are the children. We are the tears. We are the ones to make a better day, so let's start giving. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, we make a brighter day, just you and me. We are the world. We are the world. We are the children. We are the trees. We are the ones who make a brighter day, so let's start giving. Yes, there's a choice that we are making. We're saving our own lives. It's time to make a better day, just you and me. Yeah, yeah.
Finally, we call upon Mrs. Pauline Christian, the brains behind the show and the president of the Educational Foundation for Children's Care Canada, to come and do the vote of thanks.
Wow, this is quite an evening to remember, which will go down in the history books as well done. This time around, we will be writing our own history. I am awe-amazed of the quality of performance that my eyes and entire being were able to actually participate in and appreciate. All I can say is, wow. It was April the 3rd, 1968, the day before the assassination of Dr. King, that he concluded his famous "I have been to the mountaintop" speech to a crowd of workers at the Bishop Charles Mason Temple in Memphis, Tennessee, whereby he emphasized that we've got some difficult days ahead. Not sure he was talking about the COVID era. However, indisputably, we have been going through some tough times. In the last 19 months or so, as a nation and a global family, we are still not sure what turn this pandemic will take, especially now that we are faced with the Omicron variant. And who knows what next is looming in the periphery. Regrettably, we have lost many pioneers over the COVID-19 era. Despite life and its challenges, which may distract us, we must continue the fight for social justice, justice for all God's people. That's what our building an equitable tomorrow for all looks like. And we want to build it starting today. We have seen efforts being made by many on this virtual platform, starting with our governments, but there is much more to be done. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of another successful MLKconnexus virtual broadcast, a celebration of the life and achievements of Dr. King, a phenomenal civil rights leader and a Nobel Prize winner who spoke to the hearts of millions of people, advocating for harmonious, unified, equitable society where humanity would stand tall as a giant in their daily navigation through life's busy pathway. I must say that we have come to this juncture by fate, as many will say that we are now living in the land of famine, However, I am delighted to let you know that this year EFCCC under the MLKconnexus banner was able to increase the scholarships amount by 100%, as well as increase the number of scholarships by 250%. Additionally, we were able to donate 600,000 Jamaican dollars to assist with the renovation of our new home for our children's village in Jamaica. Ladies and gentlemen, this was not done single-handedly, but with the support, commitment, and financial muscles of many. In King's final speech, he beseeched our community for solidarity and selflessness. He urged the Black community to leverage their collective social and economic power to achieve nonviolent social change. And that was exactly the formula used to have so many brothers and sisters making the sacrifices to invest in our young people so they too can thrive and prosper. Thank you to our amazing sponsors. You're all out there. Thank you. Albeit, TD Bank Group is our title sponsor, it should not be left up to corporate Canada to have a corporate social conscience. But for all of us who are able to make the special effort to do so, to bring this message home in his fullness, Dr. King says, and I quote, he reminds them of the Good Samaritan, who is basically that dude who always does everything right and everyone thinks he is such a nice guy and you sort of don't like him because his very existence makes you feel bad for not measuring up. But you can't quite not like him because, to be fair, he actually is a really great guy. So, King tells everyone to put their Samaritan pants on and nice up. It's everyone's responsibility to help everyone else, even when it hurts. End of quote. So, this evening, on behalf of the Educational Foundation for Children's Care Canada, Board of Directors, our partners, Oakwood University, and others, with special salutation to President Les Pollard, I would like to take the opportunity to thank all of you for taking time out of your busy schedule to celebrate this special edition of the 23rd Martin Luther King celebration, coined Building an Equitable Tomorrow today. We would like to extend a special thank you to our long-standing title sponsor, TD Bank Group, and all other major sponsors and scholarship donors listed in the credits. A special thank you goes out to all our government representatives, our students and performers, including our headliners, Michelle Adams, William Leathers, the Aeolians, our keynote speaker, Dr. Mansfield Edwards. Sincere thanks to our illustrious lineup of our 5 community honorees and 10 scholarship winners. They are truly extraordinary and some of the best human beings in our global community. Ladies and gentlemen, this production could not have been a reality without the professionalism, expertise, passion, community activism of people behind the scenes. A big shout out to my assistant, Christine Robinson, a young lawyer and community advocate. Our host, Carrie Lee Crawford. You are quite a gem in our community. To Miguel Escobar and team from Clixter Canada, our video production company. To our production directors, Koree Haye and Pastor Shawn Ellis, our spiritual support, and big thank you to you for your commitment to community and your selflessness. Thanks to our world-class music director, Dale Brown. Heartfelt thanks to our graphic artists and our social media team who were very, very, very amazing. I must take a moment to express gratitude to my entire family, especially my granddaughter, Yanasia Christian Foster, who did the land acknowledgement and welcome today. Kudos to you. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks again for sharing this platform with us as we honor these meaningful moments in our community. Now, just click your share button and share with all your friends and family members. Hashtag MLKconnexus. See you next year. Remember that we cannot exist without you, and we cannot do it alone. For together we are stronger, and together we achieve more as we build the equitable tomorrow today. Thank you.
Well, as they say, all good things must come to an end, and we've reached the end of the 23rd annual Martin Luther King celebration. But before we officially close off, I must say that I have truly enjoyed this evening's program. The artists were amazing, the message was life-changing, and I can say without a shadow of a doubt that I have been honored to be your host for this year's celebration of the life and legacy of Dr. King. I love doing events like these because it brings communities from across the globe together in a way that is inspiring and that will usher in the change we seek. And now we're going to go out and build the equitable tomorrow today. All of us, no matter where we come from, what language we speak, who we love, or what we believe, the equitable tomorrow is for all of us. And it needs to be built today by all of us. And I'm proud to say that I'm going to be a part of it. And I hope you will be too. It's been fun, everyone, and we'll see you next year.